How you doing? Welcome to Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It's just, honestly, you're gonna hear a lot of people say this, but this is the first time I've played this. I played Link to the Past when I was younger on my Game Boy, and that was it. So this is my first ever playthrough of this. It just released for the Wii U on the Virtual Console.
July 2nd, 2015 was a day that literally changed my life forever. I had a Wii U. I bought the Wii U while I was in college because I just never had I haven't had a Nintendo console since the original Wii. And even with that, I only played a few games on it. It was kind of like the party console that you had in your space. I had Mario Kart for it and stuff like that. It was always really cool to like bring people over and play some like Wii Sports. My Sims was always really fun to play on it. Like some, you know, just fun party games. And I never really thought of really buying another Nintendo console after that. When I was a kid even, I remember I had the PlayStation 2, I had the PlayStation 1, I had a Game Boy, but again, I only had a few games for the Game Boy as well, and those games were The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Pokemon Silver, were like my two Game Boy games I owned, and that was it. That was all I owned for the Game Boy. And that's all I needed, really. That's all I wanted to play. Those were my favorite games, two of my favorite games of all time. I never even finished Link to the Past, but because it was kind of difficult for me as a kid to kind of wrap my head around this like new style of game that I never played before. Especially since a lot of the games I played on the PlayStation at the time were like horror games or platformers. And I loved playing horror games, I loved playing platformers. And then, of course, everything would change when I played like Final Fantasy X. And I was like, oh my god, like the world is open. Video games are beautiful. And yeah. Playing this game, though, a certain game, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I played this game randomly on the Wii U Virtual Console. Just downloaded it randomly. And the only reason I downloaded is because I needed something to play that day. Just needed something randomly to play. At the time, my channel was getting 0 views per video. Sometimes I'd be lucky to get 2 views. One of those views would be me, making sure the video was okay. And the other view being maybe my friend Brandon, who would watch all my videos. But I was getting no views at the time. No viewership, no likes. I think I liked my own video as well at the time. It was pretty embarrassing. It was pretty embarrassing, but like here's the thing. Everyone has to start somewhere. Everyone will start somewhere. And while my channel is still very small, it was non-existent basically. It was not even a blip on anyone's radar. And when I played this game, I uploaded the video, it got 14 views. And to me, like that was like, whoa, hold on a second, what's happening? This was like in the first hour. And I was like, that's crazy. Okay, cool, but then it just stopped. It just stopped. And I was like, okay, fair enough. Went to bed. Went to sleep. Woke up in the middle of the night and I had like 54 views. And I remember thinking to myself, like, oh my god, like, Calvin was so happy. I was like, holy crap, well, 54 views, what the hell is happening with this thing here? And that's, I just went back to sleep really happy. Woke up in the morning and it was in the hundreds. And at that point, you're kind of like, what is happening? What did I do differently here? It kept going up and up and up until it was in the thousands. It's still my most watched video ever on the channel. I think it's only at like 70,000 or 67 to whatever, rounding it up, 67 something thousand. But the reason why it changed my life wasn't because of the viewership. It was because all of a sudden I had people coming to the channel looking for me to play Zelda games, which I'd never even thought of playing before. I played The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, I finished it, and I thought it was okay. I thought it was an okay game. Hear me out before you go any further. I have a very different view of it now, but hear me out. I thought it was an okay game. Then, I remember people being like, play Wind Waker. Play Majora's Mask. Play Phantom Hourglass. Play Spirit Tracks. And I was all of a sudden overjoyed. You can imagine like this like young dude in college who just started doing YouTube just there like that year being like, oh my, what? Really? You want me to play a game? You want me to play it? I was so happy. I was so happy. So I played the likes of Wind Waker, I played the likes of Majora's Mask, I played the likes of Breath of the Wild, I played Twilight Princess, I played pretty much every mainline Zelda game apart from the Oracle games. And this just changed the landscape of my channel completely, because now I had a theme I was playing on the channel, and it was, let's play games that I didn't get to play in my childhood, that everyone else got to play. I'm catching up, and that was the theme for the longest time. Catching up. We were playing Paper Mario games then. We were playing games like Banjo-Kazooie. We were playing games kind of like... Well, now we're going to be still going with that theme. We're playing Metroid next. But we were playing Mario games. We were playing Banjo-Kazooie. We were playing the Paper Mario games. We were playing Zelda games. We were purely catching up on the stuff that we missed before. Ocarina of Time, just solely on this basis, that it started me off on my Zelda journey, really is one of the reasons why I will always have a love for this game. And while I had opinions on it when I first played it, I think my first ever Ocarina of Time playthrough on the channel is god-awful. It's god-awful. I still think that it started me on this whole path of YouTube, and I don't think I would have still been doing YouTube now without Ocarina of Time. I would not be talking here right now without Ocarina of Time. I would not have uploaded Danganronpa. I would not have uploaded any games if it wasn't for Ocarina of Time. I think for the longest time, people saw me as just a Zelda YouTuber. So I decided to replay a few Zelda games as well. And I replayed The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And I can say safely that this game is superb. It's incredible. And I don't think you can truly appreciate this game until you do playthroughs. Because for someone to play this game in modern times, it's like, oh, this seems a bit outdated. And after playing it through the first time, I was like, wow, it was a really dated game. And then I played it a second time after playing all the other Zelda games I played, and I was like, holy crap, this is not a dated game. This is a game that has an impressive legacy behind it. This is a game that has some amazing bosses, such fantastic music, some great environments, a really cool progression. The pacing of this game is incredible. It feels like you're just bouncing from place to place, and you can go explore if you want, but it really feels like there's no downtime unless you want there to be downtime. And I freaking loved it. This was also my first encounter with Princess Zelda, and of course that was a magical moment. This was also my first encounter with Ganon. Seeing Ganon for the first time was absolutely terrifying. This game, Ocarina of Time, July 15th, and then the replay of it as well. Like, I have so much love for this game. I have so much love for it. Really, if I had to like categorize where I put this in my favorite games of all time, like it wouldn't really be that high. But still, when I think about it, when I hear the music, I hear in my head, every time I think of Ocarina of Time, I think of my dumb intro to that first episode. How you doing? This is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And like, it makes me kind of like emotional. It makes me really emotional. This is a game that meant so much to so many people. And I got to play it for the first time along with a bunch of people. Who really gets to say that they get to do that stuff? And at the time, 2015, there wasn't a lot of blind playthroughs for the Legend of Zelda games. There wasn't. Now there's a lot of them. DB Geek does quite a few of them. I know there's another YouTubers like who now play Zelda games all the time. There wasn't really like a thing like at the time. I didn't start it by any means, by the way. I'm not saying I was a trendsetter, man. No, there's other people doing it, but at the time there wasn't that many. So really, you know, you could watch a Zelda playthrough from someone like Zelda Master, but it wasn't a blind playthrough. It wasn't a first playthrough. You could watch a playthrough, you know, for I don't know any other Zelda YouTubers, but like people like, you know, I'm not a big fan of them anymore, but like Pro Jared was playing them. Peanut Butter Gamer was playing them. Lobos Jr. was streaming some Ocarina of Time, but they'd all played those games before. So I feel like people came to my channel for the niche experience of like, that they could get elsewhere, but they also got it from here, of seeing my kind of like reactions to what I thought about their childhood game. And I think that in a way, people still kind of do that with the channel. It's become a common theme. People come to Danganronpa, mostly, I'd say 80% of people, because they want to see how I react to Danganronpa. People come to Amori, people come to any Zelda game, any Mario game, any Pikmin game. They come because they want to see how I will react and how I will act in certain situations, and I always love that fact, because that's why I watch other people play games sometimes too. That's why I love watching other people play games. Forever indebted to the Ocarina of Time, to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. This beautifully magical game that has not lost its magic for me. It's funny because when I played Majora's Mask afterwards, I really started to love that game more. And then I replayed Ocarina of Time and I was like, no, the simplicity of this one is just like so cool to me. And Majora's Mask is still cool, but the simplicity of Ocarina of Time, especially when you do a lot of the side quests and do a lot of that and really explore the world and really immerse yourself in the world, you start to forget about all the polygons on the screen. You start to forget about all the mishaps and the kind of like weird design like things that were on the N64, the limitations, I suppose, because everything is beautiful in its own way, and it truly helped me appreciate it. The Legend of Zelda as a series, as a franchise, helped me appreciate video games more. I was cynical. It's hard to believe Calvin was a cynical video game player. And then you guys helped out. Watching, of course, Easy Allies helped out. I remember playing Ocarina of Time for the first time and then even saying to my friend, this game looks bad. And now I look back on that Calvin and I want to slap him around the face. It's like, this game is beautiful. Have you seen some of the designs? The pre-rendered backgrounds in some cases. How beautiful the open field is. How beautiful the Gerudo Desert is. Like, they did such a good job with so many magical parts in this game. Even the part in the water temple when you're fighting Shadow Link. Or Dark Link, whatever he's called. Gorgeous. And I'm so glad that I did get to change to appreciate that. And I'm so glad you guys got to see my change as well. I think one of the greatest examples of a change, if you see through Twilight Princess, my Twilight Princess playthrough was also very bad. I don't care what anyone says. That first playthrough was terrible. Because I wasn't feeling it. Nobody was watching it as well. But I really did feel like I was trying to be funny during that playthrough, because that was YouTube at the time. If you remember back in like 2016, 2017, around that time, YouTube was all about like YouTubers being like, this is dumb, this is stupid, like, you know, like, woo, this is a glitch, oh, this is so dumb. So I was like, okay, what can I make fun of? And I was like, I'll make fun of the Gorons. And I kept that going for so long, and I don't do it anymore because, like, I don't actually hate the Gorons whatsoever, but I thought that was funny. I'm going off on a tangent here. Really, I just turned on the recording and I just wanted to talk about one of my favorite games that I played on the channel. A game that I'll forever be indebted to. I wasn't very good at commentary back then when I played Ocarina of Time. I wasn't a very good Let's Player at the time either. And if you do watch that playthrough, just know, it's bad. It's very bad. It's one of the worst things you'll ever see. In fact, I really believe that YouTube should just delete it themselves, because I don't have the heart to do it. At this stage, I don't have the heart to do it. My channel has changed a lot since that. We play a lot of games like Amori, Five Nights at Freddy's, Pikmin, the Paper Mario franchise, the Mario platformers. We played games like Sally Face. We're currently playing the Ace Attorney Chronicles and games like Phoenix Wright. But I truly, and Fire Emblem, but I truly believe that you would not, if you enjoy any of those series, if you enjoy any one of those playthroughs that I did, you can thank Ocarina of Time for setting me on a path and creating this channel. It is a game that is the reason that this channel even exists. It is the reason that I'm a better person because the channel exists. It's the reason why I'm happier now because the channel exists. I would never have met so many amazing people without this game. I would never have interacted with so many beautiful people if it was not for this game. I wouldn't have you guys. I wouldn't have the channel. I wouldn't have my cool microphone. I wouldn't have the capture card. Who knows where I would be without this channel, and who knows where I'd be without Ocarina of Time. Who knows? The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is coming out in 69 days. Nice. But The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is over 20 years old. We have a big gap in the development of a game from Ocarina of Time to Tears of the Kingdom. And while we'll have criticisms of every single game we play, hell, Tears of the Kingdom might be 24 FPS through the whole game and 720p. I still truly believe it's going to be one of the greatest games that's going to come out this year. I hope you guys are very excited for it. We're not done on the road to Legend of Zelda, the road to Tears of the Kingdom yet. We're not finished at all. But even if we're not finished, I have some stuff planned over the next few weeks. You out there, if you haven't played Ocarina of Time and you're thinking about playing it, I really think you should. Play it twice, like I did, so you can like have a good appreciation for it. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.